Hello there everybody, it is me XfreezerBunny and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. And welcome back to another installment of Redesign Newcrest. I am once again going to be renovating one of my older builds in this video. As you can already see, we are in my rustic Japanese tiny house build that I built almost a year ago actually. This build was initially supposed to come out last month. As you all know, I have been dropping hints on the ongoing renovation for this build, but obviously that didn't quite work out. Happy April, by the way. I promise I'm not lying, but yeah, this build was definitely supposed to come out in March because the house itself is actually a callback to the anime / manga March Comes In Like a Lion. I will elaborate more on that, but for those of you who didn't see the original video, you might want to check it out if you want to know more about the house. But basically this is a tier 3 tiny home and it's fully functional home. And the rest of the buildings that you can see next door will be replaced with decorative buildings, so you can look forward to that as well. This lot was originally on another lot in another neighborhood here in Newcrest, but I decided to move it here because I feel like it fit in much better right here. And I like having a tiny house for my Newcrest save file because I feel like it gives some variety. You know, if you want to live in a certain kind of house, you will definitely find a lot of options in my save file. Don't worry, we will also be making a starter home at some point in the future, but this house is going to be one of the houses that's going to be preoccupied. I already made a sim for this build. I already know her personality, which I talked about in my original video for this build, so you can go ahead and check that out in the link. I will put one in the description of this video as well. But yeah, I'm happy to be back. It has been getting quite overwhelming recently with all of the things happening in my country, so I really had to take a step back and just take a second to process everything because it has been getting really overwhelming this past couple of weeks. So I hope you're all staying okay and I hope you're all staying safe. I do have quite a lot of things planned for this month. I definitely would like to start working on CC. Because I have mentioned in some of my other videos that I am trying to learn how to make CC, so I would really like to, you know, start a Patreon at some point and share my CC creations over there as well. But it's still a work in progress. I'm still very much a newbie when it comes to this, so I'm still trying to learn a lot, so really excited to show you guys my progress. Other than that, I know a lot of you have been really excited about my Baroque Palace miniseries. Don't worry, I am putting this build out first, but the Baroque Palace miniseries is still being worked on. I'm kind of procrastinating on that build a little bit because I am looking for some kitchen CC that would fit in really nicely with the style. It's really hard because there aren't a lot of historical kitchens that are available in The Sims 4 as far as CC is concerned, but I think I found a really nice set that would work with the aesthetic that I'm looking at. So yeah, if you want to keep updated on all of the latest updates, you can go ahead and follow me on my social media. All of that is linked in the description. I'm particularly active on Twitter when it comes to updating my builds and my work progress. And if you want to follow my other hobbies, such as my Japanese figure collection or some travel, well, there's not really a lot of travel going on right now, but you know, some personal stuff, you can also check out my Instagram as well. So pretty much the biggest update for this build is the roof, and I think that's probably the part where I spent the most time on. Obviously, with these traditional Japanese roofs, they do take time to get right, especially when using those roof pieces that came with Snowy Escape. But I'm really happy with how this one turned out, in particular because it looks so much like how it does in the anime. March Comes In Like a Lion has some really good art. For those of you who didn't know, it was created by the same person who did Honey and Clover, Umi no Chika, and she has a very distinct art style, deceptively lighthearted, but the stories that she comes up with are actually very deep and very emotional. Really interesting juxtaposition there, but I highly suggest checking out March Comes in Like a Lion, especially if you're into kind of like the more emotional, you know, psychological stuff. You just saw me place some of those decorative buildings over there outside, and I'm really happy to use those. And I really do prefer using those because they don't cost anything for the sim, which makes this house even cheaper because some of the things that I used in the original building that I placed there were actually paid for by the sim. I think I used some doors and windows that actually cost money for you to purchase this, so I would say that is kind of a win-win situation in terms of making this home more affordable. Of course, there is a kotatsu. I think that it was definitely one of the things that I was looking forward to putting in this build. I did try to make my own fake kotatsu by putting together a bunch of items. I sized up a towel from base game and I tried to pass it off as a kotatsu, but I'm happy that we have that actual item right here, right now in game. And also I replaced the tatami as well. So really happy. Not much updates when it comes to the bathroom. I did change up the wallpapers into the more rustic looking ones that came with Snowy Escape as well. Moving on to the kitchen, I am using the new kits for this build. I hope you guys don't mind me using kits in my redesigned Newcrest build, but as I said when I first started the series, I was going to use all of the expansion packs, stuff packs, game packs, and now kits. I decided not to limit myself because overall I just want to have a really nice cohesive CC free save file, and I'm gonna use all of the packs that I want for this one because I own all of the packs, and I feel like there's always items in a certain pack that just work really well with the build I want to do. So I didn't want to limit myself as far as packs are concerned, but I think I would really like to do like a base game build at some point in the future, so you can also look forward to that. I'm definitely trying to think of new ways to create content on the channel as well, so of course everything is a work in progress, but I just felt like updating you guys. As for the kitchen itself, I really like the pieces that came with kits. Honestly, I don't think I would buy them at full price as they are right now, because I think some of the kits are still broken when it comes to the gameplay. Like, I think the vacuum kit has some gameplay issues that need to be fixed, but you know, the items themselves are really nice. I like the design and I like the textures as well, and I think they fit really well with this house, you know. So I was like, you know what, this is a rustic house, why not use the country kitchen set from kits? And I'm really happy that I did, because I really enjoyed what the kitchen looked like. Moving on upstairs, not much update when it comes to the staircase landing. Of course, there is a little office area, and now we're updating the main bedroom in this house, which is the only bedroom, by the way. And yeah, not much updates. I did use the new platform system to elevate this area right here, and I also put the bed underneath the platform because you can do it and it is still going to work normally. There are some weird junky animations, but overall it looks nice. And I just went for some pastel colors for this room as well. For those of you who don't know, the person that I envisioned living here is kind of like a graphic artist that grew up overseas, but this house, it was given to her as kind of like an inheritance from a distant relative. So she moves back in and she has to live with all of these like, you know, old furniture. The house is a bit dingy because it's so old as well, but that's what I kind of like about it. It's that rustic charm. and finishing off the build with adding more decorations outside actually. So just to make it more cohesive with the surrounding lots, I decided to put a fence that connects to the lot next door, and also I wanted to decorate this little decorative building right here, you know, just to make it feel more, you know, like it's a part of this build itself. So I'm just adding in some landscaping, not really much in terms of landscaping, but I am adding quite a lot of, you know, like community lot items as decoration. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it actually. This was a pretty quick build to do, but it's one of those things that had to be done for the save file, but I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I hope you all enjoyed this video as well. But other than that, I think I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you so much for watching. You all have an awesome day. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.